Hello, sports fans. I want to welcome everyone to another edition of Sportsmemo's College Football Forecast. I am your host, world champion handicapper, Las Vegas's biggest daily sports bettor, Joe D'Amico. Guys, you're going to receive a ton, and I mean a ton, of free winners from some of Sportsmemo's documented winning cappers. Today's show is going to be our best yet. Mark my words. We feature the one and only, the First Lady of Las Vegas, Mrs. Dionne D'Amico. We've got Ronald Cabang. We've got Jesse Schule, myself, Joey D. Let's jump right into it, guys. I know you all want to know about her. I want to know about her. And I know her for 20 years. Excuse me. Feels like 30. No, I'm kidding. Guys, I know you're all dying to find out about her. She's the number one ranked college football handicapper on the planet. The First Lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico. Welcome, Dionne. Welcome to Sportsmemo's College Football Forecast.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me, guys.
Oh, God. I could have not have you. I live with her. She was hitting me with wire hangers this week. Why weren't you on the show? I've got to tell you, I love her with all my heart. You guys are going to love her, too. She's ranked number one in the world. I believe she's 7-1 in college football on Sports Memo. I want to ask her before we go any further, guys, and I really want to ask her. I didn't set her up on this. I want to ask her. I'm putting her on the spot. I want this to be off the cuff. My dogs are running around. They're so excited that Dionne's on the show. Guys, Dionne, I've got to ask, sports betting is really a male-dominated business. But you've made a name for yourself as a woman in sports betting, and a successful one at that. I'm all for equal rights. God knows that. And I know women are smarter and stronger than men. God didn't trust us men to carry or give birth. Let's face it, guys. Come on. Can you please tell us a little bit about you? I know I want to know. I know Jesse and Ronald want to know, but I know most of our viewers out there, they want to know about Dionne D'Amico, the First Lady of Las Vegas.
Sure, of course. Let's see. So I grew up in Cicero, Illinois, which is right out of Chicago. As a young girl, I ran coffee and snacks while sweeping up in the neighborhood social club. The club had poker, craps, slot machines, race betting, and yes, even sports betting. I learned about the numbers and when to move the line. I was really good at it, and I started gaining reputation. In 1990, I moved to Las Vegas and became known around the Strip as one of the most successful sports bettors in town. In 2000, I met and married Joe D'Amico. You know him as the world champion sports handicapper and the daily biggest sports bettor in Las Vegas. And once again, yes, your host of the show.
Thank you. That's interesting stuff. And, you're currently ranked number one in the world in college football. I believe you're 7-1. Is that correct?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Documented college football. I really want you to. I know I'm putting you on the spot again. I know you got some things you looked at this weekend. Would you please stick around maybe and give our viewers a big college football winner for Saturday?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Well, we're going to come back around to Dionne. She's going to give you guys a big college football winner. Number one in the world. Guys, by the way, Dionne D'Amico, number one. You see across the bottom of your screen, the discounted code. They were given a discount at Sports Memo for $3.99. You get all of our winning college football picks straight through the championship game. Use code LadyLuck200. Now, we've got another discounted code. They're going to be scrolling the entire show. Make sure you take advantage of them. Jesse, Ronald, and myself also have a discounted code because over at Sports Memo, we want to make you money, but we want to save you money in the process. We want to go to one of my favorites in the world. You heard us. She banged. We've got Kabang. Ronald Kabang, welcome to the show. Let's go right in because you're on the leaderboard again. Can you tell our viewers out there your first college football winner, please?
Yeah, thanks, man. So my first game is going to be on the LSU versus Mississippi State game. I love situations where one team is coming off big wins against weak opponents, and another team's coming off a game they should have won but ended up losing. This, especially at the college level, the game here fits the bill. LSU looks solid on both the offensive and defensive side of the ball the past 2 weeks. Like that's exactly what they should have done. They were favored by 39 against McNeese State and 19.5 points against Central Michigan. So they should have won the way they did. On the flip side, I believe Mississippi State is better than what the box score showed last week. Defensively, they limited Memphis to 246 total offensive yards. And the Bulldogs' quick-hitting offense was working. The ball just didn't bounce their way on a couple plays. Memphis returned a fumble for a touchdown, and they had a crazy punt return for a touchdown. Overall, I think Mississippi State's offense is a perfect counter to LSU's pass rush. And with LSU's big rivalry game against Auburn coming up next week as well, I think the Tigers is going to be looking ahead to that situation. So I'm going to be backing Mississippi State +3.
Mississippi State +3 from Ronald Cabang. You know him as YouCapper. He's always on the leaderboards. Ronald, can you tell everybody what else you have going on college football this weekend, please?
Yeah, for college football, I got the 2 free plays today, and I think I'm going to have 2 or 3 subscriber or subscription plays this weekend as well. I'm probably going to have 1 on Friday and then 2 on Saturday.
Guys, he's always on the leaderboard. Ronald Kabang, YouCapper. Take advantage of that code you see going across the bottom of your screen. 33% off any capper daily play or package. Use code PLAY33. Speaking about 33, he's always batting third on the show. We love him. You love him. We call him the body. Jesse Schule. Jesse, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Joe.
Love having you. By the way, I just want everybody to know, Jesse sent me a video of himself working out. We mentioned Ronald. If you remember, we talked about him working out on the show. He's a monster working out. Jesse, you do me one favor. Can you stop sending me videos of you wearing nothing all oiled up? You're killing me. It just so happens I opened up the video while my wife was walking past me. She said, "What the hell are people sending you? That guy's in the feet." I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. Guys, Jesse is a monster workout guy. Not only is he a monster workout guy, he's a monster handicapper. I know he's got a winner for everybody this weekend. College football. Jesse, tell him what you got, baby.
All right. I'm looking at UCLA at Stanford. Of course, UCLA was pretty hyped coming into this season. They got that big win over LSU in week 1, but they're coming off a nasty loss to Fresno State. We don't want to overreact too much to that because Fresno State's not a bad team. But Stanford, I had Stanford in week 1. They looked pretty terrible at Kansas State with Jack West starting at quarterback. But they made the change to Tanner McKee. He came in, he threw for 118 yards on 15 of 18 passing with a touchdown. They got back into that game late. They've since scored 40-plus points in back-to-back wins, and McKee has been accurate. He hasn't been turning the ball over, no interceptions. He's thrown for almost 600 yards and 5 touchdowns now in 2.5 games. And Stanford at home, the history says you got to go with Stanford here. They won 9 of the last 10 meetings outright. Last year was a 48-47 thriller in overtime that Stanford won. The Bruins are 8-20 against the spread in their last 28 as a favorite, and the Cardinal are 10-3 against the spread in their last 13 as a home dog. History repeats itself. Go with Stanford.
Jesse the Body Schule says, go Stanford. Jesse is a jack of all trades, guys. He doesn't just pick winners in football. I know he's going to have a plethora of games over this weekend, so I want you to take it. He's going to tell you about them in a second. Go over to Sportsmemo right now. 33% off any capper daily player package. Use code PLAY33. Jesse, tell everybody what you got going on college football this weekend and whatever else you got going on, because I know you always got a slew of winners and a slew of different sports.
Well, it's the same every week. I tell you all about my soccer picks. And last week it worked out pretty nicely. I hit both soccer picks last weekend, one on Saturday and one on Sunday. I also promised you 10 plays on Saturday. I had 10 plays. I won 7 of them and won the big ones. So don't buy any big games off me. Buy a 3-day subscription. That's the best bang for your buck heading into the weekend.
There it goes, Jesse the Body Schule. Buy that take that 33% off any capper daily package or any play. If you just want to dip your toe, get a play. But trust me, Jesse's got a ton of games and a ton of winners on the leaderboard again every week. It just seems like every week, Jesse. I love it. Now, guys, I got a game I want to give out. I want to talk about real quick. College football, for me, I always look for value. And this week, something caught my eye very early, very big. I like it. I want to talk about Kentucky, South Carolina, sports fans. For all you Gamecock fans out there that are excited that after 6 straight losses and no covers to finish last season's campaign, that this season South Carolina has a record of 2-1 straight up, 2-0-1 against the spread. Let's pump those brakes a second, guys. Let's not get too excited just yet. Mark Stoop and his Wildcats have won 6 of the last 7 meetings in the series straight up, and more importantly, 7 of the last 8 against the number. The most recent matchup last December, you remember it, I remember it, everybody remembers it. Guys, 41-18. It was a shellacking. It was a bean. I looked at that. I had to turn the TV off. It was like watching a horror film. I was scared. You were scared. You're going to see that again this weekend. Guys, let me talk real quick. This season, Kentucky is already 3-0 straight up, 2-1 against the number. They beat ULM. They beat Missouri. And then in a sandwich spot, they took it easy on Chattanooga. Chattanooga looking ahead to this matchup. Trust me, they were looking ahead. They took it a little bit easy. Penn transfer, Will Levi's. This kid is a heck of a gunslinger. The quarterback, a 64.6% completion rate. 800 yards passing already, a 7-to-4 ratio. Very impressive. Guys, then there's the very exciting legs. This guy's a monster. He's about as good as any running back in the country. Chris Rodriguez, 377 yards rushing, 4 TDs. The tandem will keep the Gamecocks defense backpedaling all game while the stellar, and I mean stellar defense of the Wildcats shut down the very pedestrian offense of the Gamecocks here. Here's some against the spread numbers for you guys. South Carolina, 1-6 the last 7 in conference play. 1-5-1 the last 7 as a home dog, and 2-6 the last 8 versus teams with a winning record. Lay the short price with Kentucky here. You're going to take your bookmakers' money, guys. Watch how much I like that. They're going to kill them. I'm throwing the paper out. I feel crazy about this play. I'm moving on this play. You move on it, and you're going to join me in beating your bookmaker. Guys, I just want you to know, overall, over at Sportsmemo, I've released 10 big games so far. And you know what I am between college and pro football? 9-1. The best big game hunter on the planet is going to have a 10-unit play this Saturday just for you. Take advantage of it. It's my first big 10-unit play that I've released against Sportsmemo. Be on it, and you'll be a winner. Now, guys, I need some oxygen after that. And before we go into the next round, I just want to tell you, from our good friends, as we do each week, we want to tell you what lines have moved and what sharp bettors have moved them. And my good friends over the Westgate, my favorite book in town, the Superbook, my favorite place to put a game in, to bet a game, my favorite place to watch a game. And I'll tell you, whether you're local or you're visiting Las Vegas, come in, go to the Superbook at the Westgate, bet your games there. They got more props than any place on the planet, than any 5 places combined. But it is a great place to watch a game. You'll love it. You'll thank me later. They gave me some information just a few hours ago on what college football games have moved and who's moved them. Going to go real quick. Sharp money is all over. The over in the Hawaii-New Mexico State game, it opened 58.5. It is now 61.5. Guys, they expect this to go up even more. I mean, it's already up several points, but they expect it to close several points higher. The sharp money on Texas Tech, they opened 11.5, now down to 7.5. That moved 4 points already. Now, you sports fans, I want to tell you, I don't know, and they don't know if you're going to see it move any further because that's the hot number, that's 7.5. If it moves to 7, they may have to take the other side and try to middle some games there. But I will tell you, a 4-point swing in a game like that already is very impressive. The sharp money is all over Kansas State, open 7.5, now down to 6. That's from our good friends over at the Superbook at the Westgate. Go down to the Superbook at the Westgate. More props than any 5 places in town. It is the most exciting place to watch a game. Superbook Westgate, my favorite place to put in games. Guys, it's that time. It is that time for the First Lady of Las Vegas. She ranks number 1 in the world college football. I can't believe it that I'm not number 1 in the world, but at least another D'Amico is number 1 in the world. Guys, Dionne D'Amico, First Lady of Las Vegas, can you please give our viewers out there a college football winner for Saturday?
Absolutely. So Michigan State is undefeated, beating Northwestern, demolishing Youngstown State, and then making a statement, thumping Miami. The Spartans have the perfect duo with quarterback Peyton Thorne and running back Kenneth Walker. Thorne, 9 TDs and 726 yards passing, and even more importantly, 0 INTs. Walker is as good as any ball carrier in the country right now. 493 yards rushing and 5 TDs. Let's talk Nebraska. Adrian Martinez. Is it me, or does it seem that he's been a Cornhusker longer than Tom Osborne was? Am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
They've covered all 3 of their games. However, the first 2 were against Fordham and Buffalo, and they did catch Oklahoma, perhaps looking ahead to their tough upcoming opponents. So I'm taking MSU minus the points here.
The First Lady of Las Vegas takes Michigan State minus the points. Guys, she sold me. She's number 1 in the world. By the way, they've got a great discount code. Lady Luck 200. You get the rest of her college football straight through the championship for just $3.99. Use that discount code. I'm going to buy. I live with her, and I'm buying it. She sold me. I love it. Dionne, thank you very, very much. Stick around till the end of the show, though, because you're much prettier than our usual guests. I'll tell you that. All right, let's go into our next round. I love having fun. Guys, I have the best panel and the best guests anywhere. Not only are these documented winning cappers over at Sportsmemo, they are some of the nicest and best people on the planet. But bottom line is they're going to make you money. Speaking of making you money, Ronald Cabang, give me another winner for college football.
Yes, sir. So my second game is going to be on the Kent State versus Maryland game. Kent State's non-conference schedule has been brutal. They've already faced 2 top 10 teams in the first 3 weeks. And in both games, Kent State stayed close in the first half. Then in the second half, their offensive just stalls, and they struggle to stop the run. And this matchup here is the Golden Flashes defense is probably going to see the best passing attack they faced all season. I'm expecting Maryland's offense to come out strong and build a solid lead out the gate. And then they'll lean on the run game and a solid defense to cruise through the second half as they prepare for Iowa on a short week. I'm going to be taking Maryland minus 14.5. Just a quick and easy. Like as soon as I saw this game, this is what I wanted to do. Even the number's huge. Maryland's offense and defense just overpowering this team.
Looked at it right away. You knew right away, even with the number, Maryland minus 14.5. Take it. It's a moneymaker. You sold me, Ronald. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm following you because you're always on the leaderboard. I know everybody out there should follow Ronald. 33% off any capper, daily player package. Use code PLAY33. Let's go to our number 3 hitter, Mr. Jesse Schule. Jesse.
I'm looking at Texas Tech and Texas, and who doesn't love another shootout in Texas? I'm looking at the over here. You guys might remember last year, the score in that game between Texas and Texas Tech was 63-56 in overtime. Texas scored enough points to put it over by themselves. And the total for this game is sitting around 60 and a half. And these two teams have gone over in 3 straight. And if you look at the history, the listed total for those previous 3 head-to-head meetings was usually somewhere in the mid to low 60s, so a little higher than we're seeing this time around. And I think Texas Tech's offense is just kind of coming into its own after 3 weeks under their belt. The new quarterback that transferred from Oregon, Tyler Shug, threw for 399 yards and 4 touchdowns, 74% passing last week. Of course, that was against an inferior opponent, but Texas, as good as they are, they did give up 40-odd points to Arkansas a couple weeks ago, and I think in this game versus Texas Tech, we can see some high scores. That's what the trends point to. The over is 12-4-1, and Texas Tech's last 17 is an underdog, and the over is 4-1, and the Longhorns' last 5 is a favorite. Let's go over Texas shootout.
Jesse the Body Schule to take over Texas Tech. Guys, that's you sold me. You know, we don't give out too many totals the last few weeks on the show, but the ones we have given out have been in the money. So you sold me, Jesse. Thank you. You know what I did forget was Miss D'Amico. I think that's your last name. I always mix it up. Miss D'Amico, if you could please let us know. I did forget. I got so excited over your Michigan State play. What do you got going on this Saturday for our viewers on college football, please?
Okay. So right now I'm 7-1 in college football, winning all of my 5-unit plays. This Saturday, I have at least 1, possibly 2 10-unit plays only here at Sportsmemo.
Oh, the lovely and talented First Lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico. You see her discount going across the bottom of the page. You get the rest of her college football winners through the championship, only $3.99. Use code LadyLuck200. Guys, I've got another big winner for everyone. I want to talk about laying some wood here. Want to talk about money. Iowa, 9-0 straight up. Their last 9 outings, 8-1 against the spread. They're 3-0 thus far this season. My friends, they shredded a very scrappy Indiana team. They beat Iowa State outright. Then got us all paid last week, laying 22 and covering against Kent. They won by 23. They own the 4th-ranked defense in the nation. They yield just 10 points per game. Guys, their stop unit gets offenses off the field in 3 and outs and creates turnover. Let me try that again. My Hooked on Phonics books have not come in the mail yet. They create turnovers. They had 5 already. but they do get offenses off the field so quickly that opposing defenses are on the field so long they get worn down and they run out of gas. And that's what's going to happen here. Not only that, but this is one of the healthiest teams in college football. They list one guy questionable on the entire roster this week. Then you've got Spencer Petras and Tyler Goodson, both solid, and more importantly, the two offenders make very few, if any, mistakes. They are just a monster. They don't light up scoreboards, but they don't make mistakes, and they grind down defenses, guys. I love those two. Colorado State, with all respect, they are a doormat. I'm going to repeat it again, a doormat. Last week, they beat Toledo, but looking into this game, their offense didn't score a point. That's right. They beat Toledo last week. Everybody said, oh, Toledo could score points. They beat Toledo, but their offense didn't score a point. All right, they got lucky on a punt return for a touchdown. They got 5 field goals. Guys, if they couldn't score on the Rockets, how the heck are they going to score on the Hawkeyes? Here's some ATS numbers for you. All right, Iowa, 5-1-1 the last 7 at home, 4-0 the last 4 non-conf, 4-0 the last 4 in the month of September. Don't worry about the wood here, because CSU ain't no Paul Bunyan. They can't knock that wood down. Take Iowa, lay the points, and you're going to take your bookmakers' money, guys. Guys, I'm very excited about all this. Please, all the cappers on the show, 33% off any capper daily player package. Use code PLAY33. And if you want to join the #1 capper in the world, Miss Dion D'Amico, First Lady of Las Vegas, $3.99 straight through the college football championship. Lady Luck 200. Guys, this has been a great show. I got to tell you, I'm sorry I've been laughing during the show. It's not anybody on the show or any on the panel. I'm not on goofy pills. I have 4 dogs running around the house. So crazy because they're running back and forth. They're slipping under. It is so much fun. Even the dogs in my house are excited about Jesse, Ronald, and Dion and myself plays this weekend. Go over to Sports Memo. We want you to buy our plays. But even if you don't buy one of us, the documented winning cappers at Sports Memo are the best collection of handicappers anywhere on this planet. Sports fans, I want to thank Sports Memo, your one-stop shop for all your sports betting needs, our wonderful panel of experts, and most of all, I want to thank you, our viewers, on behalf of Sports Memo, the First Lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico, Ronald Cabang, Jesse Schule. This is Joe D'Amico. Good luck and have a winning day.